108 is broken down into 12 rasis or zodiac signs multiplied by 9 grahas or navagrahas or influencers of planet Earth. Planet Earth. 108 comes into place because of these two factors. Okay, so 108 is a product of these two magical numbers, 12 and 9. And let's take a look at these numbers. Now let's look at the number 9. Now this is a very interesting number. It's very important in Hinduism. We have Navagrahas, which are 9 factors which affect planet Earth. In Indian astrology, we have Navaratnas, which are 9 jewels. The number 9 appears everywhere. For example, there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. And there are 9 Puranas. You know, all sacred texts use the number 9. But 9 has some really weird properties. Remember when you were a kid how you used to write 9 tables? Now, 9 times 1, this is 9. 9 times 2, this is 18. 9 times 3, this is 27. Now suddenly you start recognizing a pattern, right? Look at this. Now let's say this is 0. 0, 1, 2, so 1, 2, and then 9, 8, 7. So now all you have to do, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And then here, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now this was your tables. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54. There's another interesting way to do this, which is you just have to write till 9 times 5. This is 45. Now you just have to reverse the numbers. So it would be 54. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 would be 63. And 9 times, so you can just keep reversing the numbers. See, this is 27, now you can put 72. The number 9 has these weird properties. And it's interesting to think about this because number 9 can be represented as 3 raised to the power of 2 raised to the power of 1. That's a very interesting way to represent 9. But let's look at these tables, right? Let's look at these numbers and see what this means, okay? 9 times 7 is 63. And 9 times 11, that's 99, am I right? And then 9 times 12, that is our divine number 108, correct? Now, the human heart is based on these numbers. If you're a healthy adult, your heart would beat 72 beats a minute. Your heart actually follows this pattern. Now, if you just skip this and if you reach this level, you would reach a very slow rate. This is called bradycardia. This is a dangerous level. If you do deep meditation, very deep meditation for more than like 2 hours, you can literally slow your heart down to like this level. Okay, but it's kind of dangerous to get your heart to this level. Now, if your heart goes to this level, 99, then it's become dangerously high. This is called tachycardia. Now, if you're a cardiologist or if you're a doctor, you can say, well, no, the tachycardia levels starts from 100 beats a minute. This is the current modern medicine practices. That's not 99. But let me tell you, you're not going to send a patient home because his beat is 99 beats a minute. It's still 99. So your heart basically follows this pattern of 72 beats. Now this would be your normal, okay? Now if you go here, then you're reaching dangerously low levels, and if you reach 99, then you have, heart problems. Okay, so this is how 9 is connected to the human body, but let's go the whole 9 yards, right? Let's go to angles, because the number 9 has a very unique property, okay? So if you add these numbers, for example, 0 plus 9, that would be 9. If you add 1 plus 8, that would be 9. If you add 2 plus 7, that would be 9. This is a very, very interesting property of 9, because if you look at any tables, right? Let's look at some number that you want to multiply 9 with. You could multiply anything with 9. You can multiply it by 20, for example. This would be 180. Again, this 1 plus 8 plus 0, that would be 9. You can multiply any number. You can multiply a long number with 9, and you can still add everything together, and you would still get 9. This is a weird property of 9. And this plays a huge part in geometry, because a circle, if you look at the angles, this is 360 degrees, right? 3 plus 6, that's 9. Now if you look at, let's say, a triangle, okay? This is an equilateral triangle, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. 60 plus 60 plus 60. 180. 1 plus 8 plus 0, that's 9. Now if you take a square, for example, okay? 90, 90, 90, 90. Now 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90, that's 360. 3 plus 6 plus 0, that's 9. Okay, now one last, I don't want to go indefinitely, it would still give you the number 9. I don't want to go indefinitely, but remember I showed you this Panchalingam, right? 108, 108, 108, 108, 5 times, right? 108 times 5, that would be 540. 5 plus 4 plus 0, that's also 9. This is what makes 9 a divine number. And this is why it's so much used in geometry. 9 is very important in sacred geometry, okay? Let me clear this board, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about 9. Now, remember we talk about angles, right? So 360 degrees. If you look at, this is the entire 360, right? 360 degrees. Now, each degree is split into 60 minutes. Okay, we're talking about angles here. Now, and each minute, now if you think of this as 1 degree, it can be split into 60 minutes, and then 1 minute is divided into 60 seconds, okay? Now, so what is this 360 degrees? Now, 360 degrees would be how many minutes? Now, you have to multiply this by 60, right? I think it gives out 216, something like that, 21,016. Am I right? 6, 6 are 36, 3, 18, 21. Yeah, so this is 21,600 minutes. Okay, now again, you recognize this number, 216? A sacred number, okay? Like I told you, the height of Brihadiswara temple in Tanjavur, that's 216. The number of composite letters in ancient Tamil language, that's 216. Now again, if you add 2 plus 1 plus 6, that would also be 9. Now 21,600 divided by 108, I'll give you 200. Perfectly divisible, okay? Now let's go further, right? We're looking at minutes. This is how many minutes there are. Now if we look at the number of seconds, this should be a big number, okay? Now the number of seconds in an entire 360 should be 1,296,000. This is what we have. This is a very small, split of this 316. Again, 1 plus 2 plus 9 plus 6. What does that give you? 3 plus 9, that's 12. 12 plus 6, that's 18. 1 plus 8, that is 9. Okay? Again, this number is also divisible by the sacred number 108. So that should give you about 12,000. So you see, perfectly divisible, okay? Perfectly. So you see how 108, the number 9, and all this are very important for any type of geometry, okay? The number 9. The number 9 is very important. You can draw a figure with 10 sides or 12 sides. It's called duodecagon. And still, if you add up all the angles inside, that would still come to 9. And this is why 9 is so important. But 108 is a combination of 9 and 12. And 12 is even more important than 9 in Hinduism. Let me clear the board and we'll talk about 12. Okay, so we saw how 9 is very important for geometry and architecture and angles. 12 was the ancient method used for all types of measurements. Today, this is no longer used, but it's there in some areas, and it can be very confusing to you, why this number 12 is being repeatedly used, right? Because 12, right, 12 inches in a foot. Time measured in increments of 12, right? It's always like 12 o'clock. If you went to somebody and you said, what is the time now at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, if they don't tell you 3 o'clock, they instead tell you 15 o'clock, you would think they're nuts, because you expect them to do it in increments of time. You want them to say 3 o'clock, because this is the ancient method of measurement. This is why we have 12 inches in a foot, and this is why we have 12 months in a year. Okay? Well, all because, the moon goes around the earth 12 times a year. Okay, this is called the lunation. We saw how this moon's movement around the earth is very important, how it's related to human beings and all that stuff. But you always wonder, why is this so complicated, right? If there's just 10 inches in a foot, for example, imagine the amount of relief that it gives us, right? There would be no more questions like, how many inches are there in 4 feet? You would easily say, if there are only 10 inches, it would be like 40, right? But instead, it's 12, and now you have to calculate it, right? But this is the ancient method of all measurement, because it's based on a certain principle. Somebody told me once that the gods had 6 fingers in each hand, and this is why they followed the system of 12. I don't know if that's true. Let's move on. Time, okay? Always based on the number 12. This is why we have 24 hours in a day. Remember, we talked about 12 hours of sunshine and 12 hours of moonshine and how it's related to 108, okay? This is all going to be related back to this 108, but time uses the number 12. 24 hours in a day, okay? 12 hours of daytime, 12 hours of nighttime, 60 minutes in 1 hour, okay? So, which means, now 60 is divisible by 12, okay? 5. This is all based on the number 12. Now, 12 is connected very much to the human body. Remember I told you about 9 and its connection to the heart? 12 makes up the rest of the human body, okay? Because there are 12 pairs of ribs. Okay, there are 12 cranial nerves. There's actually a part in our small intestine that's actually called duodenum. This is called duodenum. And this literally means 12. Okay, duodenum literally means 12. And it's 12 inches long. Okay, so you've seen all these factors. Now, why did ancient Hinduism follow the number 12 for all measurement purposes, right? Because it's combined into the human anatomy and human life itself. Now, for example, what do I mean by this, right? For example, age of a girl to start menstrual cycle, start her reproductive cycle. Cycle is 12 years. A boy will start growing facial hair at 12 years. At 12 years, both the boys and girls would have lost all their baby teeth and they would have full set of adult teeth. And this is why the boys and girls cease to become boys and girls and they start becoming adults. Now then after 12, they enter their teens, they start becoming adolescent. This was the natural way of measurement. This was the ancient way of measurement. Now this is why it follows all this system. But why does it follow the number 12, right? Why do human beings have this insane connection with number 12? Now remember, we're not just talking about human beings. We just know more about human beings than other living things. That's why we're looking at all these numbers related to human beings, okay? If you looked at any living being, you would find the connection to the number 12. Because living beings, all living things, are made of carbon. And the atomic mass of carbon is 12, okay? And this is the big difference between living beings and non-living things. That's a number 12. And now, an average human would consume about 1,200 kilocalories every 12 hours. Okay? The other way to say this is that's about 120 watts of power every day. You see how it's all related to the number 12? Now remember how we talked about 108 times 100 breaths every 12 hours? This is all related to this, okay? The number 12, number 108, number 9. They're all related. Now let me clear this board and let's take a deeper look at number 12 and Hinduism. Okay, so the number 12 in Hinduism, right? 12 Jyotirlingas. A special type of linga. Jyotirlinga is a special type of self-made linga. It's very rare. We have 12 of them. 12 petals in the heart chakra. Heart chakra. Now remember, all these things not only belong to Hinduism. Today we call it Hinduism. Back then, thousands of years ago, it was called Sanatana Dharma. The same way of life existed all around the world. Okay, all ancient civilizations followed this pattern. And when newer religions were formed, like for example, Christianity, we can talk about how when Christianity was created, they took the Jews and incorporated into their books. This is why, there are many ancient secrets hidden in the Bible. Now, Jesus has 12 apostles, right? And most people don't know this, right? If you look at the cross, for example, this has 12 corners. A cross has 12 corners. Okay, I know this is a symbol of his sacrifice, but the cross existed as a sacred symbol much before the time of Jesus Christ itself. It was not only a sacred symbol, but it was also a secret symbol of 12. Okay, and this is why the number 12 repeats over and over in the Bible, because it has the essence of ancient wisdom. 12 legions of angels? Right? 12 tribes mentioned. This is all because we're talking about ancient knowledge, and when newer religions were formed, they tried to absorb all the Jews of the ancient civilizations and incorporate them into their books. And this is why we have all these secrets hidden. They're also found in other religious books. In Buddhism, for example, you will see this pattern. And this is why the number 12 is used in Christianity so much. 12 baskets of food. So many different things, because the number 12 is fundamental to the design of 108, okay? Remember, 9 times 12. And the number 12 has the weirdest properties, right? Remember, we used to write the 12 tables. So 12 times 0, this is 0. 12 times 1, that's 12. 12 times 2, 24. Suddenly you recognize a pattern and you start doing like 12 times 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to ignore 5. There is no 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? And then again, there's no 11. Now 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Again, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is the table. 12 times 5 is 60. 12 times 6 is 72. 12 times 7 is 84. 12 times 8 is 96. and 12 times 9 is 108. Okay, that's 12 times 9 gives you 108. So now you understand why 108 is just repeated over and over and over in Hinduism. Next time when somebody asks you why 108 is so important, you know that without 108, we wouldn't be here. This is just how the gods designed this. You can say how the nature designed it, but without 108, we would not be here. And that's just a fact. And that's why 108 is used so much in ancient Hinduism. I hope you like this video. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the video. Please do share this video with your friends. I will talk to you soon. Bye.